Hi, welcome to Data Visualization Learning Session. Today, I'll be talking about practicing good ethics in data visualization under essential design principles for Tableau. To get started, let's briefly talk about let's briefly talk about the topic here. Let's let's begin about what is a data visualization and what is a good ethics and why it's important. Good ethics is something that is presenting information in more ethical way, while visualization best practice is presenting information visually so the reader can understand it easily. They go hand in hand, but they are mutually exclusive. You can have a good data visualization following best practices, but it may not be ethical. At the same time, you may have a good ethical data visualization, but it may not follow best practices. But there's a lot of debate about what are the best practices for data visualizations. But there's a less debate about the importance of ethics in data visualization. To learn more about this, we'll study some few case studies to understand the ethics in data visualization. Let's get started with the Noisy News Center. This is a news broadcaster that is trying to present information or news to the audience. And it is presenting this news by showing a bar chart, which is really easy to interpret. It is saying that the top tax rate increases in January 1st, 2013 to 39.6%, while now it is 35%. And it is saying that showing bar graph, but there is a problem with this graph. This graph is skewed because the baseline of this graph is 34%. The baseline of the graph is 34%, and it is not, and this is misleading to the user or who were using this graph. Traditionally, the standard way to present graph is to have a graph where it is presented starting with a zero baseline. That's a standard best practice. If you don't follow standard best practices, then it is misleading to and missing to the user and annoys and confuses the user. Therefore, what we need to do is we need to we need to always use the graph with a zero baseline, and that's always correct way to do it. Here in this graph, what we see is that in a correct way, it goes from 0 to 40%, while in non-correct way or non-zero baseline, it goes from 30 to 39%. And we'll just try to tell you more about this, why it is visually different by doing some math. Let's do some math. What we see is that let's take a non-zero baseline graph, and first of all, we'll take the baseline percentage. That is, we'll take the top line of the graph. Top part of the graph is 35% for now, and 39.6 for January 1st, and baseline is 34 for both. And we'll take a difference. 35 minus 34 is 1. 39.6 minus 34 is 5.6. And we again take the increase percentage from now to January 1st, which is 5.6 minus 1 is 460. There's a 40-60% increase from now to January 1st. We'll do the same thing for zero baseline. When we do this, we'll see that there will be 13% increase. So even the information that is presented is the same because of the change in baseline. We see that if you have a non-zero baseline, which is 34% in this case, the increase seems to be really big. While if you have zero baseline, the increase seems to be really small, which is a fact. If we do this, then the credibility of the news goes out the window. Therefore, we should never do this. And then, let me quickly summarize what we learned today. We learned about ethics of data visualization and a best practice of data visualization. What are those and how they are related to each other? We study about a use case or case study of Nosy News Center where a bar graph was presented with a non-zero baseline, which was misleading to the end user. And we showed that presenting information with a zero baseline is much better way to present information to the user and a more ethical way to do that. So that's all for today. I'll see you next learning session. Thank you so much. Bye.